Hello, welcome to Sound Bites. I'm your host, Holly Whitfield. I'm here for part 2 of our chat with Brandon and Michelle O'Gwen. They are the judging organizers for Memphis MA World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest. They also run several other cooking competitions. Their 11-year-old son is now a cooking competition champion. They are coming back to us for a second part of this episode. In the first part, we've covered everything from controversy in where Memphis MA is held. Is it downtown on the river? Is it at Liberty Park? We've talked about potential merger with Memphis MA and Smoke Slam. And we've talked a lot about the next generation of barbecue pitmasters. But first, before we get into the rest of part 2, know that this is Sound Bites. It's the Daily Memphian's weekly food, drink, and dining podcast. It's part of our free podcast series at the Daily Memphian. All of our podcasts are free. Spoiler alert. Make sure you're not missing out on any old episodes of Sound Bites by subscribing on Apple or Spotify. You can hear new episodes every week at WYXR Radio. It's Thursdays at 11. And then keep listening for The Sidebar with Eric Barnes, our Daily Memphian CEO. That's at Thursdays at 11:30 on WYXR. But let's get going again with Michelle and Brandon. More questions from the people. Hog Patrol. What is that?
Okay, so that is
I don't know anything about that. I have never heard of that until my friend asked me that today.
Well, it's a new thing. We just started this last year. It seems like we just keep adding stuff new every year, and here we are again. So the Hog Patrol...
You do like a challenge.
We do like a challenge. So the Hog Patrol, it's arisen from... We've heard complaints from the teams basically about each other, just saying that this guy's cheating and this guy's cheating, and blah, 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 right? You can only monitor so much. So what we decided to do was to send out what we call the Hog Patrol, and they monitor the building of the actual box that they turn in.
Okay.
So they have to ensure that the meat is pulled off of a whole hog,
right,
and nothing else is done to it until it is placed into the box to turn in.
So we have monitors that show up an hour before turn in. So they're there. They're not there to be interfering. They're just stand quietly in the corner and watch and make sure that there's no extra loins being cooked for a whole hog, because that we've heard rumors
that
about
was
that.
The rumor is that everybody was cooking extra shoulders and extra loins, and that's what they were putting in their turn-in box, and then they were showing the judges the whole hog that they were doing on site.
So it's mostly about the whole hog category?
And shoulder too.
Okay.
And this year we've expanded it to shoulder, because people were complaining about different things.
Well, the shoulder category, they got excited when they heard about it happening in a hog, and they were like, oh yes, we want this too. We want it too.
So it's really just a way to ensure that the rules are being followed. And if you have nothing to hide as a competition team, it doesn't really matter to you. You're just doing your thing that you would be doing with somebody that you don't know sitting in your booth, which happens a lot at Barbecue Fest. Let's be honest.
Yeah, people wander in.
Wander in
you
all
catch
the
a
time.
stray.
So it's not really too crazy. So it's
I can see how it could be nerve-wracking for teams.
Oh, sure.
Certain teams, but
I get it for a lot of people. But in the end, when they look at it, they go, it's really about the competition. It's about everything being fair and everybody being on an equal playing field. And in the end, if you can do things as an organization to ensure that happens, I say let's do it. And that's where Hog Patrol came from. It's just to ensure, we don't really feel there was a whole lot going on as judging reps. Most of the stuff that people complained about, I would actually go personally investigate a lot of it.
Yeah.
I never really found much. There was some things that were slightly...
You've had one or two.
Slightly questionable, but it's never really been anything that I could just straight up disqualify or kick someone out for, essentially, right?
Right.
So this is just another layer to say, hey, this is the World Championship for a reason. We want to make sure that everybody's on the same playing field, and that's really what it's about.
And you're going to communicate all this to the teams, and they're going to know exactly what to expect.
I already communicated the expansion of it to them at Team Day this year.
Yeah.
When we had our team meeting
in March.
In at the end of March. And then this will be gone over at the Cooks meetings. And then if they forget it after that, I'm sure I'll go around and tell them each individually, like I did with the hog teams last year.
Last year we took attendance, and anybody that was missing, you personally.
I personally went around and talked to anyone,
very diligent,
and they answered questions and all that. And that's what I want to make sure people know with any of the things that we implement. We're there to answer the questions that the teams have, whether they be easy or hard. That's what we're here for.
The other rumor is that Guy Fieri's coming.
I have not heard that.
I have not heard that rumor at all.
I heard about that he was trying to get one of his buddies into the live fire competition. Yeah. That's the only thing I heard.
Yeah. So
as a rumor, that's
of course,
not.
You never know who may show up. I mean, we've had all kinds of people show up over the years.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
I mean, all kinds of people. So you never know. I wouldn't doubt it.
He seems to really like Memphis.
He does.
He has a good time when he comes here, and people in Memphis who own places really like him.
The team he likes is back at Memphis in May this year.
Or you're talking about Guy.
Oh, well, I'm talking about Dave.
And Guy is...
let's talk about them both.
Well, Guy's actually really involved with Operation Barbecue Relief.
Yes.
And a lot of those guys are on teams at Memphis in May, that sort of thing. So, a lot of people actually probably could call him on speed dial if they wanted to. And that's the thing with a lot of these barbecue guys. They know a lot of these people, but they don't always show up to these. But like I said, there's a lot of people coming in this year that might surprise everybody.
Okay, that's enticing. But so you talk about there's a team that's kind of coming back. So let's talk about Smoke Slam a little bit if we can. There were teams that went to compete there. Mm-hmm. There were a couple of teams that did both, but mostly people were picking one or the other. And so are those teams this year now kind of coming back? Overall,
we had a good chunk of them come back. A lot of them went down there because their sponsors were requiring them to be on the river because that view and the ambiance and all that stuff.
Makes so much sense.
Well, I mean, if you got someone giving you $50,000 to throw a big party on the river, wouldn't you go down there too? I mean, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I am, pro Memphis and May, obviously, but
you also understand people are making their decisions for their team.
I think you can probably go back and listen 2 years ago or whatever to the last podcast. We taled about it. You'll never hear us say anything bad about those teams or those guys.
No, a lot of them are our friends.
A lot of them are our friends, man. The first year that I loaned charcoal to a team that was down there cooking. I sent them to my house to go. I said, here's the code to my shop. Go pick up some charcoal and go downtown and cook.
Borrowed equipment, too.
I don't care.
You're all friends.
Yeah, we're all friends, man. A lot of the drama is just, for political reason or whatever, for whatever. I don't get it. But so we've got, I think, 40 plus of those guys teams came back from there.
There's quite a few. We got a lot of really new names that I've never heard of before.
And then we got a lot of new teams this year too. Yeah. So we've got a really interesting contest.
Well, that was the other thing that Kevin Grothe started doing too with Memphis in May, with other sanctioning bodies around the country, with contest organizers, not with sanctioning bodies, with the contest organizers. That they were offering a guaranteed spot at Memphis in May if they wanted to be a part of this thing, and gave all the teams a discount if they were participating in an event that Memphis in May endorsed. Mm-hmm. They started that with Arlington, I think it was. Yes. 24 was the first year where they did that.
Yeah, it was.
So it was right after we were here last time, and I think that maybe why we're getting new teams in. They think, hey, that's ice money or whatever, and the organization that's putting that offer out there has the option to pay for the basic entry if they want to, so the team can get a free entry or just a discount. So
people are really passionate about cooking but may not have the funds for an average $20,000-$30,000,
especially if it's a backyard team that happens to win a like you said, a contest in Arlington, and if it saves them $800, that's a lot of money for them.
It's a lot of money right now for everybody.
For everybody.
Shoot,
that's diesel.
That's some stuff right there. Okay. So here's the big question that we get a lot. Are the festivals merging? Are the competitions merging? What can you tell us about what these events are going to look like in the future?
Well, I can tell you from what I know is that as of today, we are only really worried about putting on Memphis in May 2026, right? Because it's in a couple of weeks. So that is the focus of the energy. Aside of that, I know we haven't had any further substantial discussions other than some loose conversations.
That was last year.
Yeah, and I mean that was last year. As far as that, I don't know. I think people are wanting to encourage some conversations.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that have to be addressed before any meaningful conversation.
Yeah, and I saw the story that came out where it said that they were emerging and they're going to go back to the river, but honestly, Memphis and May cannot go back to the river during open litigation, and that settlement, the lawsuit has not been settled yet. So that's still in the works. There's still
that's something really important people need to remember when they're doing their keyboard warrior stuff online. That it's actually unfolding.
Yeah, they're still actively involved in a lawsuit, as far as I know, as of today. And aside of that's really all we can comment, is that there hasn't really been any more discussions, and that they're still actively involved in a lawsuit with MRPP.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to eat some good barbecue.
And honestly, look, that's in the end, I think everybody wants the best interest of the city at heart. They always have. They want us to have a great festival, and I think the powers that be want everybody to put it on downtown, but there's a lot of things that got to be cleared up before that can happen.
Okay, I'm going to switch gears a little bit with another question from the folks, which I hope spurs some good memories. The question is just, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened while you've been dealing with judging or with the process? I would also say there's so many fun and crazy memories that people have of Memphis in May, Barbecue Fest. Like, I remember coming and I worked with a girl at a restaurant. We were servers at a restaurant, and she said, "Hey, do you want to come to the barbecue competition?" And I was like, I'd lived here for 3 or 4 years. And I said, sure. And she's like, okay, well, it's a big deal. So, like, I get so many wristbands. You can be one of my wristbands. I'm like, all right, let's do it. I had no idea. I had no idea what was happening. We got down there, and there's all these people, and they're so serious. And I was like, I better be quiet because they're preparing food to turn in. I think this was like a Thursday or Friday night. And then when that was done, like, no joke, they, like, folded up the tables, slammed them against the wall. A disco ball came down from the sky, in my memory. And, like, a DJ popped up out of the ground, and we started going. There's, like, a guy that comes around with, like, this spinny thing that he, like, ties you into, and he turns you upside down and gives you, like, a Kahlua shot and a strawberry.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, it's a strawberry table.
Strawberry table. I don't know if that's, like, legal, or I don't know, but I was like, what has happened here? For me, it wasn't necessarily that the party was crazy, which was fun and cool, and it wasn't necessarily that the competition was crazy, although that was impressive. It was the, like, light switch flip as soon as they were done with judging. That was like, there's an ice luge here now. There might be a stripper pole. Like, we don't know what's happening. Everyone's having a good time. Not in a weird way, just in a fun way. I promise. You gave me a skeptical look.
You built that up. You built that up.
That's kind of how it works.
But that's like how it works.
That sounds like 4:00 on a Thursday.
Yeah,
but, like, every team is different, I know, as well. But, like, that's this experience. And then there was, like, double decker. There was, like, 3 layers of this tent. Like, I'm watching this sunset over the Mississippi River. Or, like, I'm looking out at all these teams if I'm in Tiger Lane. And it's just, it's a really interesting experience. And that was my, like, 23-year-old, whatever, 20, don't do the math. Please don't do the math. But, like, my impression of Barbecue Fest. So I have shared mine.
Oh, wow.
It could be about judging, or it could be about anything.
Yeah. Wow. I'm being a Memphian and growing up here, I've seen everything that you could possibly imagine at one of Memphis in May's events over the years. I mean, I think everybody's got their I got way too drunk at Memphis in May stories.
Sure, yeah. But if we're
talking
about,
that
like,
should be a sticker.
Yeah.
Like a PG-13 story.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all met as a part of being at Memphis in May.
We did meet at Memphis in May. That's pretty PG.
13 years later.
13 years later, here we are. I mean, I think for us, for me, I think the craziest thing I've ever done, I never expected to meet as many celebrities as I have and do the things I've done, as far as, like,
and not fangirl either.
And not fangirl. Like, I met Dave Grohl, and, like, I talked to him like a normal dude. Like, I was like, hey,
very cool.
He's like, hey, can I smoke back here? I was like, yeah, man, of course you can. Come on, whatever you want to do.
It's your private area.
I got to teach Bo Jackson how to judge barbecue, and, like, as a kid, I'll date myself. I watched him play for the Chicks at Tim McCarver Stadium, and getting to meet him.
That's some name drops right there.
Yeah, I mean, so, like, getting to do that, and, as a Memphian, that's something I never thought I'd be doing. I'm sure most people that know me would say the same thing.
That's so fun. because you never know what's going to happen.
No, you don't. And that's the thing about Memphis in May is like, I'm just some regular average Joe guy. I'm nothing special, but I'm passionate about our community in Memphis and Memphis barbecue. And that's taken me literally all over the world. I mean,
yeah. So what'd you do?
Yeah. Oh, well, like last year they flew me to Korea. I went to Korea and did like an exchange program at their global barbecue festival over there. There was 500,000 people over there, and we went and did samples for a couple of days.
Wow. Representing Memphis in May.
Representing Memphis in May. We had an old tent and did the whole thing. It was crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was that was a whole nother experience. But like that's my Memphis in May stuff. It's like I said, everybody's got a good drunk story. I've got tons of those too. But I'd say it's a little different for me now.
Yes, Michelle.
I don't know. I mean,
you're all business.
I'm always in business mode, but just the amount of people I've met, they've all become like a big giant family to us. Like several that we can just call up on a whim that I would never have had those relationships had it not been for Memphis in May. So I mean, I'm grateful and love the process, and obviously love competing and meeting people. But yeah, I guess the crazy stories is every time we have to do an evacuation, having to reset sucks. But
yeah, tell us about that, because I feel like that's just something that comes up, and you're kind of controlled by the rules.
We're at the mercy of
the
Mother
insurance
Nature and the insurance company on some of that, and we have to evacuate if it gets if lightning strikes within a mile.
I think it's 2 miles
or 2 of where we're at. Yeah. And that's a determination that we don't have a choice in.
We actually have a weatherman on site.
Yeah, we have a meteorologist on site that sits in a little room.
He's not the one that's on the camera. He's the nerdy one.
Yeah. He's clicking and clacking on his computer. And
and I like sitting there watching him too. When I have a break, I'll go over there and sit there and watch his screen.
It's quite interesting to see. But needless to say, if we do get evacuated, we have to. That's another set of circumstances that we have to deal with, because I have to go over there and talk with them and say, well, if we let them back in at this time, what time can we do?
We have to adjust timelines.
Because we have to adjust all of the schedule for everything. So, yeah, we've had the weather is the worst. Then you also have we had a year somebody left a backpack outside of the gate. We had to evacuate.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Because what are you going to do, though? You have to be
suspicious
safe.
package.
It's a suspicious package thing. And in today's day and age,
it's giving airport, okay?
Yeah, you gotta be careful. So
it was Jello shots.
It was Jello shots.
Are you serious?
It was Jello shots.
What flavor?
I don't know.
We don't know.
But I wish they would have gave them to me, though.
Ask the cops. I'm sure they drank them.
Oh, boy. Yes. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. I mean, I just can't imagine all the different. The judges are coming from all different walks of life and all different things. So
from all over the world.
Sometimes they're not they're prepared to judge, but they may not be prepared to be.
Some of them are prepared to see Memphis. So we'll put it that way.
Yeah.
We get a lot of those calls. They're like, "I'm coming into town and I don't know what to expect." I'm like, "Well, just." Come enjoy yourself. What do you mean you don't know what to expect?
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, Memphis gets such a negative thing. They think they're going to get robbed if they go to the gas station, on Tuesday afternoon on Poplar. I mean, it could happen. It could happen.
It's not likely.
Anything could happen.
But anything could happen. As we always tell people, look, don't look like a victim. Don't act like one, and you won't be one. Come to town, have a good time, be friendly to people, and it's going to work out great for you. You'll have a great time.
I get a lot of questions from teams that don't live here, hey, is this neighborhood safe to stay in? And they'll send me a picture of their VRBO or their Airbnb with a circle around it.
It's like Reddit every single day. The Memphis subreddit is just hey, am I allowed to live here? And it's yes.
Is this 1 square mile okay? Yeah, sure.
I was go on this side of this street. You'll be closer to Cooper Young.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, it is like that. It is Memphis, It's just such a rich culture. All of this is such a rich, interesting culture. Okay, I'm looking on the Memphis MA website, which I was doing earlier, but I'm looking again. And I wanted to talk about some of the other festivals and competitions that y'all work on. You in the past have worked with Arlington, but you also have a women's barbecue kind of competition that you, Michelle, started a couple years ago. Give us, what's that called? What's the update on that?
We started a women's only rib cook-off. We named it the Bitches of Barbecue Rib Throwdown. I don't know why we came up with that name. I made too much glasses of wine that day. And it wasn't
me, I'll tell you that.
And it was the whole...
Good. You're not allowed.
The sole point of it was to really bring out the real talent that's out there that these women can cook. Some of them cooked for the first time doing it, and some of them had been cooking the whole time and not taking the credit. And I just really wanted to get those women out there and let them shine and show that they can do things on their own without someone micromanaging them. Because the men were not allowed to be near them, and they loved every minute of that.
Yeah. I corral the guys up in the backyard.
The guys had to hang out by the pool.
We have a pool party while the ladies cook barbecue.
I think this is wonderful.
Yeah, we are on pause for this year due to some things going on in our life, but we'll bring it back next year. But all the money for the last couple of years, we've been raising money for the Northwest Mississippi Family Crisis Center. So they handle cases with domestic violence and give a safe place for people that have either been raped or molested to have a safe conversation with district attorney, their attorneys and police and stuff like that. So, and that's
such a real thing.
It's a real thing, and it's actually very utilized. And that nonprofit is very appreciative of the money that we've raised for them. I think the first year we raised $6,000 for them.
Yeah. That goes a long way
for
a nonprofit like that.
Yeah, we did 6 for them the first year and like 7 last year.
It was like 6,700 last year.
And so these are the teams, like their entry fee goes to this. Yeah. And you guys are just kind of organizing.
So they charge like $25 for them to compete. Somebody donated the prize money. They brought their own ribs last year, and then we have silent auctions and things like that to raise money. I think there's a belly flop contest.
We did all kinds of things. Anything we could do to raise money. We did challenge a bunch of fat guys to jump in the pool for a belly flop contest. We ended up, the winner, it was a $1,000 donation we got out of somebody for that.
That's incredible.
But, like I said, we took that money down there, and they were so grateful. It's such a good thing.
Yeah, we went last year. They showed us what they did with the money we got before.
Yeah, it was great. So, and they get to use like federal matching funds so we took them that. So they were like, we get to double this.
That's so great.
And, like just doing that for us, I think that made it all worthwhile.
Well, I love every like facet of this, like every element. Like, let's let these ladies do this thing that they don't like.
There's
normally get a dedicated space and time
to get female pitmasters back out there. It's like barbecue's got an attrition rate in general already, which is people getting older and tired, and the economy not being so great. People are saving their money.
Yeah,
but just
makes sense.
Just get people out there, talking about rising up, the junior kids, and getting them going out there and getting the kids back involved, so we don't have that gap. Because right now we're seeing a gap between the ones that are retiring and the ones that are coming up. I was
going to ask about like this sort of the landscape overall of barbecue, but like that all makes sense.
No, I think you're seeing some things. The economy right now is definitely, barbecue is a very expensive hobby.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of expensive hobbies. There's a lot
barbecue's
of definitely one of them.
Barbecue's one of them. And so you're seeing a few less teams at some of the contests we go to, but I think the community itself, barbecue is stronger than ever. Like you see it all over social media. I know everywhere I look, it's all barbecue all the time. I guess maybe that's mine, but like I said,
you built that algorithm.
I did, apparently.
Brick by brick.
Looking at too much live fire content, I guess.
No such thing.
Is that why I'm seeing trailers in mine?
Yeah, that's it. We started talking about it. You start talking about it, and, your phone wiretaps you, apparently.
Okay, so you say trailers. That means like a food truck, food trailer.
Like a barbecue trailer.
Yeah, barbecue trailer. Yeah, you talk about it one time.
To the public? Oh, no. Yeah. It's a whole thing, I hear, from everyone who comes and sits in the studio. It's exciting, though. Yeah. I mean, you get this good feedback from the people that, eat your food. It's great.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, tell me about the dish, Michelle, that you won with the live fire in Indianapolis. I know it's been a minute, but like...
Oh, that was a bittersweet weekend, too. I think I went through all the emotions. Round 1, I got selected on the master judge to go to the final round. Thank goodness, because we had a catastrophe. I'm 5 feet from the turn-in table with 34 seconds left, and one of my plates blows off my table because it's very windy in Indiana.
Oh. That's not really something you like prepare or predict.
Oh, no, not at all.
It just like happens.
Yeah. And I had the whole crap look on my face, and I immediately started yelling, "Run, go get another one," because we were the furthest team from the turn-in table too, just to make things more dramatic.
Yeah.
Sous chef goes back, throws a sloppy plate together just to get turned in, set that tray down, 2 seconds left. I about wanted to cry. Ooh. Cameras in my face. I'm being interviewed left and right because they were filming some B-reel for CBS that year, and I was like, I don't need this. But we made it work. I did all the things, made it to the final round, and The dish that we turned in for the final round, and this is the first time I've ever had to present. I don't think, was it the first time presenting?
Yeah, that one was.
Oh, and I don't like talking in front of people either. I mean, in here in podcasts, it's like a cozy room, but you put me on the spot with a light in my face and I start tremoring. Yeah, it was interesting, but I decided to use the dish that I did the previous year in the first round because it got a perfect score. I was like, we know the dish, we know it performs well here.
Is this the surf and turf? Or?
Yeah. So I did the rolled ribeye cap with a chimichurri with a seared sea scallop with a white wine mushroom cream sauce. We called it the balance of the force. Mm-hmm. So on a live fire table, you're controlling all those high heat elements and how you cook a delicate scallop and a delicate sauce without it breaking, and then also doing searing a good perfect ribeye. So, and we chose the ribeye cap because that's the most tenderest part of the ribeye, not the high, but the spinalis part. Cut it off the thing and rolled it up like a little fillet, so it looked like a button.
Yes,
and it was money, and it worked. So
it worked well.
And now I can't use it anymore.
Yeah, but that's a triumph.
They kept that one forever.
Yeah. Well, I say that. That's because, and I swear I'm not sponsored by the Great British Baking Show, but I'm now bringing it up on every episode because I've been watching every episode. But that's what they say when something's really good. Like, oh, this is a triumph. This is so good. Have you ever watched that show? Like what you're describing is, they're like, all right, bakers, and it's a British accent that I won't do. But they're like, it's 150 degrees outside. Why don't you make some ice cream? Make an ice cream cake. Like, no joke. Like, every single time they'll be like, well, the tent is like full of bees. Make a honey pie. It's always like, that's a joke. But like, the ice cream thing was real. It's like, this is the hottest day ever recorded in Britain.
Good luck with your baked Alaska.
Good luck with your baked. It's almost maddening, really. It's such a gentle show, but you're watching it and you're like yelling at the TV. You're like, why ice cream today, Paul Hollywood? Don't do it.
Because they need ratings.
Yes. Well, yes. Of course. I mean, I'm addicted now. But as you're describing, like the plate flying, that just seems like something that would happen on there. We really need like I don't know. We need to do it that way. We need to have a barbecue cook-off show, but that's like really nice, like the British one. It would be hard to do.
It would be hard to do.
So this is my theory. Like, they don't win money. They win a cake stand. They win like a little glass cake stand. So they're not like the emotions are heightened and people are getting emotional clearly and they all become friends and stuff like that. So as they leave, they get sad or whatever. But like, nobody's really like losing their temper. Nobody's like, my life depends on this prize money.
It does take some of that pressure off.
Yeah. So it's like, and they're like, oh, the worst thing that can happen is that my cake like falls over or whatever. So anyways, that's your next project. Make the nice American barbecue off.
There we go. It's another one of the many ventures that we've been presented with this year. I love it.
Are people constantly pitching you like, you should try this, you should try that? I love that. People should remember that the World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest for Memphis in May is May 13th through 16th, 2026 at Liberty Park / Tiger Lane, whatever you want to call it, Liberty Bowl. There are a lot of options once you get your basic entry ticket. If you want to try food, you can get the Barbecue Alley ticket. You can get, I think there's maybe still some Kingsford Tour of Champions.
Yep.
And then there's also this year a live fire area that you can buy like a separate add-on ticket to go into. Am I missing any other like eat the food ticket options?
Well, it's not necessarily ticket options, but they're going to have the Home Depot demo area where they.
I don't think there's extra tickets needed for that.
There's no tickets needed for that. You just walk up. They do
just your regular entry ticket.
Yeah, that's just kind of a thing, and they'll have somebody up there doing a demo, and then they'll hand out some samples or something out of that. I think that's like all the.
The foodie one.
That's four options. So
yeah, it's a lot more than we've had previously, and like I said, it's always good to see something new coming in, and anything where you can, like I said, if you don't know someone, you can come and hang out and have a great time.
Yeah,
get a Prono Pup.
Prono Pup.
Yeah, which that's really what I eat at barbecue festivals. To be honest, is Prono Pups.
There's a certain point. There's a certain time you're like, I gotta eat.
If you're at a festival, any kind of festival in Memphis, and you don't go get a Prono Pup, you're not from Memphis. Sorry.
You have to leave, actually. You have to move away.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a perfect note to end on this barbecue podcast, Eat a Piranha Pup. That is actually, though, for real, all the time that we have. We are here with Brandon and Michelle Ogwin from Memphis, MA. They are respectively the vice chair and the chair of the judging committees, and they kind of make the magic happen with all the volunteer judges for the competition part of the event. And also, as we've talked about, have added been influential in adding a lot of new things to the Memphis MA barbecue event every year. This is Soundbites. I'm Holly Whitfield from the Daily Memphian. You can hear this podcast on WXI Radio Thursdays at 11. Listen wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, etc. You can also listen at dailymemphian.com. Thank you so much, Michelle and Brandon. It was so great to have you on again, and happy May.
Thanks for having us.